Every empire believes it is eternal, yet history shows collapse follows a predictable pattern. Spain, Britain, the USSR all followed the same trajectory, and now the United States is at stage 5. The mystery is not whether collapse will happen, but how far along the pattern we already are. To understand this, we must trace the 7 stages of decline that repeat across centuries. The first stage is expansion, when empires grow rapidly through conquest, trade, or innovation. Spain's empire expanded across the Americas, fueled by gold and silver. Britain's empire expanded across the seas, fueled by naval dominance. The USSR expanded through ideology, spreading communism across Eastern Europe. The United States expanded through industry, technology, and global influence. Expansion creates wealth, but also seeds of overextension. The second stage is dominance, when empires control global trade, finance, or ideology. Spain dominated global bullion flows. Britain dominated shipping and finance. The USSR dominated military blocs. The United States dominated global finance through the dollar. Dominance creates prestige, but also arrogance. The third stage is stagnation, when growth slows and costs rise. Spain stagnated as inflation eroded wealth. Britain stagnated as colonies demanded independence. The USSR stagnated as central planning failed. The United States stagnates as debt and inequality rise. Stagnation breeds discontent that leaders often deny it. The fourth stage is crisis, when internal contradictions explode. Spain faced bankruptcy and endless wars. Britain faced world wars and decolonization. The USSR faced economic collapse and political unrest. The United States faces political polarization, financial instability, and global distrust. Crisis exposes fragility, but elites cling to illusions. The fifth stage is decline, when collapse becomes visible, but denial persists. Spain declined as its empire fractured. Britain declined as it lost colonies and global dominance. The USSR declined as its system imploded. The United States declines as debt spirals, institutions weaken, and trust evaporates. Decline is the stage we are in now. The sixth stage is collapse, when systems fail outright. Spain collapsed into irrelevance. Britain collapsed into dependency on allies. The USSR collapsed into dissolution. The United States risks collapse into fragmentation or irrelevance. Collapse is not sudden. It is the final act of a long play. The seventh stage is aftermath, when new powers rise from the ruins. Spain's collapse paved the way for Britain. Britain's collapse paved the way for the United States. The USSR's collapse paved the way for US's dominance. The United States' collapse will pave the way for new powers. The pattern is clear, and history repeats. To understand why, we must examine cause and effect. Expansion creates wealth, but also overextension. Dominance creates prestige, but also arrogance. Stagnation creates discontent, but also denial. Crisis creates fragility, but also illusions. Decline creates visibility, but also denial. Collapse creates failure, but also transition. Aftermath creates renewal, but also new cycles. Spain's origins lay in conquest and bullion. Britain's origins lay in naval power and trade. The USSR's origins lay in ideology and revolution. The United States' origins lay in industry and democracy. Each empire rose through unique means, but collapsed through shared wounds. Spain's rise was fueled by gold, but inflation destroyed it. Britain's rise was fueled by colonies, but wars destroyed it. The USSR's rise was fueled by ideology, but inefficiency destroyed it. The United States' rise was fueled by debt-driven growth, but debt now destroys it. The breaking points are visible. Spain's breaking point was bankruptcy. Britain's breaking point was world war. The USSR's breaking point was economic implosion. The United States' breaking point is systemic debt and polarization. The fallout is predictable. Spain faced irrelevance. Britain faced dependency. The USSR faced dissolution. The United States faces fragmentation. Failed fixes are also predictable. Spain tried endless borrowing. Britain tried endless wars. The USSR tried endless repression. The United States tries endless printing. Modern parallels confirm the cycle. Spain's inflation mirrors U.S. inflation. Britain's wars mirror U.S. interventions. The USSR's repression mirrors U.S. polarization. The data is shocking. U.S. debt exceeds $34 trillion. Political trust is at historic lows. Global confidence in the dollar is weakening. Military overextension drains resources. The United States is at stage 5, decline. Decline is visible but denied. Leaders promise prosperity, but debt grows. Institutions promise stability, but trust erodes. Citizens hope for recovery, but collapse looms. The cycle is undeniable. History repeats itself. Spain, Britain, USSR all followed the pattern. The United States follows the same path. The warning is clear. Decline cannot be ignored. Collapse cannot be denied. The aftermath cannot be avoided.